Hello and welcome back to the Prog for the Masses podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably confused on that. So I'll go ahead and link my Spotify podcast down below. And hello, Pumpkin. We have a special guest, Vincent Arth, and our cat, Pumpkin. She's going to comment her favorite Metallica tracks. Today we're reviewing Master of Puppets by the one and only Metallica. And this came out March 3rd, 1986, so nearly 40 years ago. And we're just going to kind of go through this. You know, it's our first time collaborating on and doing camera, so bear with us. Let's start off with what we think about the album. Vinny, you want to start us off?
Boy, I'd probably say the strongest Metallica record. Probably my favorite personally. It's just very balanced in terms of quality. What's the better word? I wouldn't say quality, but this record, along with the Load era stuff, is very perfectly balanced in terms of vocals, bass, guitars, drums, everything.
Wow, bringing the 90s era. I would not have expected that from you. I didn't think you were that big of a fan of that 90s era. But yeah, Load and Reload were definitely good albums. Garage Inc., I think, came out in the 90s too. Yeah,
right after.
Those were pretty good albums. So, yeah, we obviously are huge Metallica fans. We've been with them since the start. Not obviously their start because they came out in 1983. So
I'm on tour. They opened for Metallica in '86.
Dude, I was there when they played with Ozzy, dude. I was there. Yeah, so we've been with them since we were kind of kids, and I figured when people hear Metallica, they don't think prog necessarily, but they've definitely flirted with it here and there. I've covered Injustice for All, and that was definitely their proggiest album, but in this one they've definitely, I would say they started to in Ride the Lightning, with their acoustic interludes and especially with Call of Cthulhu, which was their what's the word, not interlude, what's the word, instrumental track. And the first one they kind of did that was full length. We had Anesthesia on their first album, but that really didn't count because that was just a bass solo. But you do what you got to do. And but anyways, I think they dipped their toe in with Ride the Lightning, but I think this is where they kind of went up to their waist in it, and then they did Injustice for All, and they kind of just dove in to the proggy era. Let's see what else to say here. Just want to show everybody who doesn't have the vinyl their lovely, sexy young faces.
Oh yeah.
They're just babies.
Darn tootin'.
They are probably roughly 22-ish, 23, 24.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And these 24-year-olds changed the history of metal and music forever.
I would agree.
So let's just jump in the track listing here, starting with number 1, Battery. Battery is first, and I'd say it's one of the stronger openings on a Metallica album. I'd say it's probably, I like Blackened the best out of their early stuff, but then I would say this one is probably second up.
I think this one, it's kind of like Fight Fire with Fire from Lightning, where it's the beginning is very melodic and it's do 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 do. You're like, okay, this is cool, and then do 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 do.
Yes.
It's just a wall of guitars. It's holy shite. Oof.
Dude,
it's you're in for a good old fun Metallica ride.
Dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. Battery's not really one that I come back to often, except for when I kind of listen to it or have it on shuffle or something, and I'm always surprised every time because it is really a good song, but it's kind of slept on for me. Just a little bit.
For you personally?
For me personally.
You'll skip over it if you're playing a Metallica-thon.
Yeah.
You'll be like, Battery.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, for me. Because I don't know. It's just, it's not as hard-hitting as the rest of them, but for sure a solid opener, don't get me wrong.
I feel like that's, personally, for me, I feel like that's an essential.
Really?
Because it's just, it's such a freight train. Like, it's gonna punch you in the face.
True.
And just wreck your day.
I don't want a song to wreck my day.
Not in that sense,
No,
but in terms of, like, it's mean, it's aggressive, and, like, it's not cute. It's just like, hey, man, we're here to party.
I'm curious to see what Metallica songs you think are cute.
Oof. You have no idea.
Neither
do they.
I'm just playing. No, Battery's a good song. I sleep on it a lot. But, yeah, it's a solid opener. I love the acoustic, maybe not acoustic, but just, like, not electric intro.
You don't like that?
No, I love it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of it. And it's kind of short. It's only 5 minutes. So, like, it's not really, doesn't take up a lot of time either. But
in terms of some of the other ones, yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, I forgot how I run the show. It's been a little bit. But yeah, the song is pretty much just like, yo, we're metalheads. What up? Like, that's really all the song is about. There's nothing deep or anything about it. It's nothing thought-provoking.
I think it's named after they lived in San Francisco. They lived off of Battery Street. So that's part of the title. And, of course, being like that's a charging gate.
Yeah.
Or Salt and Battery. I'm like, yeah. Makes sense.
I didn't know that.
Lived off of batteries.
I didn't know that piece of trivia. That's interesting. You always learn something new with this guy. But yeah, there's nothing deeply profound or anything. It's just yeah, we're here to rock and roll.
Just
and,
some good, fun thrash.
Yeah, exactly.
For driving your car and speeding, maybe a little bit. Not me.
I mean, I think for sure. I think once this album comes out, I'm hitting the pedal a little bit. You know? I think this adds like a minimum of 5 miles an hour to your speed.
I'd probably say 15.
15? Yeah, that's...
I don't think I can play this album when I drive anymore because I've caught myself. I'm like, yeah, I need to lay off the gas. Like, I'm getting too much into Damage Inc. Like, just relax. And, yeah, need to put on some, Chicago or something. This is too much for me right now.
Some Chicago?
Yeah. 25 or 60. Okay.
All right,
now we're going 55.
I was thinking, if you leave me now.
Oh. Don't take away my Metallica, you dog.
Oh, man, dude. I love this guy. All right, well, without further ado, let's move on to track 2, Master of Puppets, the title track. All right, the titular track, a whole 8.5 minutes of punch you in the face, to use your analogy.
100%.
And it is a wild ride. This song I feel like really just encompasses what Metallica is, especially during like the early years, especially with Cliff and I guess now we can say that, like, unfortunately Cliff died on their bus tour in Sweden when the bus skidded off the road and he fell under the bus and unfortunately was kind of the heart and soul of the band. And Cliff brought so much, especially to this album. I mean, we'll get into it with Orion, but I mean, this was kind of one of the first bands where I listened to all of the instruments. This was kind of the first album, like, it's not just, like, especially the bass. The bass isn't just doing dum 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 dum. It's not just following the guitar and the chord progressions. It's literally, like, moving, like, arpeggios. It's doing melodic stuff, and that's what Cliff brought. And he was also classically trained, where he went to music school, the only one in the band that went to music school to learn music. And that's really evident here, especially with the, I guess, kind of another soft acoustic interlude. Which, like, if you think about it, at the time, in the 80s, no band was doing that.
No.
You think of, like, especially the thrash metal bands, like, you think Slayer, they just came out with, was it Rain and Blood?
Yeah.
Or was that this year?
I think
that was the same year. Yeah.
Same year.
So Rain and Blood, which was just again, slap you in the face.
Oh yeah.
Just pure, nothing below 200 RPM. Like that. That's a very much just angry album.
Yeah, I don't think they're not going to get too many Madonna fans listening to that.
But then you had Anthrax, which they came out with Spreading the Disease the year prior, and that was, Anthrax is Anthrax. They're all right, but they're not like...
I've never really taken a deep dive into them. Not saying... I'm not going to say they're good, bad, nothing, because I'm like... I've maybe heard a couple songs. I'm like, oh, this is fine, but it's not like...
Yeah.
It's not the same as heavy hit No Metallica.
No. And... they had their breakout hit. I remember Madhouse because it was on Guitar Hero. That's how I heard of Anthrax, which is how also I got into guitar and all that kind of stuff. And Metallica, because 1 was on Guitar Hero 3, and I could not beat it because it was just doom, 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 and it was so slow for the first half of the song, and then all of a sudden, diddly, 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 for like 4.5 minutes, and I couldn't keep up. But, I mean, this, like, again, nobody was doing this kind of stuff. Nobody was, like, putting much thought into their song structures. Nobody was like, here's a verse, and then we're going to do something cool right here. We're going to do some, like, no, Pumpkin. Sorry. We have a plant up there, and it's toxic to cats, so we gotta make sure that she doesn't eat that. Anyways, before I just saved her life, I was talking about how, like, there's very atypical song structures throughout this whole album. Nobody was doing these little acoustic interludes. The other one that was around this time was Megadeth. Megadeth wasn't doing anything. That was Dave Mustaine. He wanted to be better than Metallica, faster than Metallica. He wanted to do everything better. So yeah, there was nothing like this at the time. And then there's, what else is happening in the music scene? There's like Poison, Def Leppard, there's all of these hair metal bands, and nobody's doing that. Nobody's having this like classically infused like chord progressions, all that kind of stuff. Everybody's just standard 1-4-5, repeat the chorus ad nauseum to the end, and just make bank. So it's kind of one of those things where they're just pioneers.
I definitely say for that time, because I know, like, listening to Motley Crue at the same time period. Mm-hmm. And I love Crue. I love hair metal. Like, probably not as much as thrash, but I'm like, I know everyone, at the time, ooh, they'll rip on it. And, like, that's fine. That's valid. Because I know some of it got to be too commercial and just repeated so much. But, like, Motley Crue, you take a record like Theater of Pain, there was a lot of tracks where it's like, okay, it's kind of like the same stuff. Yeah. Over, like, there's a few good songs. And they're fun and they're catchy, but I'm like, okay, like keep your eye on the money. It's very, very repetitive. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, this is just a filler track.
Yeah. So like, what else you got? And that's a great, point is that there are no filler tracks.
No.
On this album.
Not one.
Everything is straightforward to the point. I feel like there's not a single, like, note that's wasted. Mm-mm. I mean, sure, you look at 8.5 minute songs, you got to think, there's something in there that could be cut, but it's like, I don't really think that there is. Like maybe Disposable is a little bit bloated, but otherwise everything else is...
But that's the way they wanted it.
Exactly.
That's, like... There's probably some songs on, for any artist where it's like, yeah, they could have probably trimmed that off of there, but there's a few albums where it's like, yeah, every track is perfect. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't change it, but that's my own opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And Master of Puppets, I know we strayed away, but this title song is that. There is no moment of wasted space. Everything is as it should be, and there is nothing to add or subtract to it that would make it better.
Yeah, and they didn't overdo it. It's 8 tracks. It's not like some albums where they put like 14 songs. It's like... Yeah. Because, like, I know some bands will be like, well, we released, like, GNR with Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. Yeah. Like, we decided to do 2 different ones. Now you could argue, like, well, is it a money grab? Yeah. Or, because I know their excuse was like, well, we didn't want to, like, overwhelm them with so much material, so it's like, here's one, here's the other. But okay, that's fine, because I know... It's like, yeah, you want to put over 20 songs on one album, it's like, that's a lot, because probably half of them are just garbage.
Yep, and that's...
But I think they nailed this right, where it's just like 8 songs, 8 of our best songs at the time, here you go, and I think they nailed it.
Yeah, Yeah,
for
absolutely.
being such young guys too.
Exactly, young bucks.
Yeah.
And they, I mean, look at them. They're just like in jeans and band tees, and you don't look at them thinking that they know anything.
Barely even have chin scruffle. Barely one.
They're nothing but what do they call that? What do they call that?
Facial pubes?
No. I mean, yeah, but peach fuzz.
Yeah.
Nothing but peach fuzz. I'm like, it's a fruit. Why can't I think of what it's called? Yeah, I guess we kind of rambled on long enough on this one. Let's move on to track number 3. The thing that should not be. This one is one of my favorites on the album, and I think part of it is because it's in D standard, which everything they usually play in standard tuning, which is, you get a guitar from the shop, it's in standard tuning. What they do here is they lower all of the strings down by 2 notes technically, and that's why it sounds heavier. So really there's not much, it's just kind of standard metal stuff. They're talking about like Cthulhu and all that kind of stuff, and all the mythos that's in their books that was written in their whole universe. And yeah, it's I don't really need to read too much into the lyrics because it's just kind of...
Is it just kind of like mythical, like sea creatures? Yeah.
You know Cthulhu, right? The big like octopus headed. Yeah. That's all it's really doing. That's all the lyrics are, and there's not a lot to dive in here, but I do love the riffs. The riffs are very heavy, and it's another one that'll get me going 10 over the speed limit.
They're very like deep, just very overwhelming riffs, and like just the outro, the rhythm. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. I know I'm like obviously like what am I gonna say with like trying to like redo it with my mouth? Like obviously
you're doing great. You're doing good, dude.
You'll hear it in the show. Don't worry, a way better version. But that's one of those songs where I'm like, once it gets like the last few minutes of the outro, I'll like turn it up because then you can hear like, especially the bass, like you said, the detuning in the guitars and just the drums. I'm like, it's so powerful. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
Great. That's probably my last song I really listened to in depth on the album. I was just like, why did I overlook this one?
Oh,
like,
dude, it's great. A banger.
Yeah.
It's a banger. I love it. I don't know really what else to say about it, but it's good. So let's move on to track number 4, and probably one of my favorites. Again, I'm gonna say that a lot, but it's it's Welcome Home. I just call it Sanitarium. It's called Sanitarium.
Why was I stupid? I was overlooking this. I'm like, everyone's like, oh, movie pictures. I'm like, I got a lot of shit. That's really good.
Thanks for joining us. We're back.
To cut out 8 minutes of that.
We were talking about Rush a little bit. Well, actually, I had to put the dog outside a little bit. That sounds harsh, but it's fine. He's fine. He was outside all day today. He's fine. Otherwise he's just scratching at the door and whatnot. But we were talking about the influences for Metallica. Obviously Black Sabbath was huge. They were influenced everybody that came after them for metal. But what also came up when I was doing some research was Rush. And if you don't know already, if you haven't been following this long, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because I've done 2 Rush albums, and I've said on the record and off the record that they are probably in my top 5 bands, for sure.
I probably have to agree.
And we were just talking about, what was coming out before that, and we had mentioned, the glam metal and all that kind of stuff. But we also forgot to mention a huge band that was huge at the time was Rush. And, they had, what's the one with the butt on the cover? Why can't I think of the name of that?
It was a Rush album with the butt on it?
Yeah. I have it right up there with the big brain.
Oh, Hemispheres.
Hemispheres, that's what it was.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Hemispheres in 78, and then they had Permanent Waves in 80, and then Moving Pictures in 81. And we were talking about the one I was missing, which was Signals.
Yep.
The one with the Dalmatian on the cover. Is he peeing on the fire hydrant?
I'd have to go look.
I don't remember.
I don't know by memory.
But they're all great albums, and for sure I would say big influences on definitely Cliff. If anybody in that band, I would, everybody knew, Tom Sawyer. That thing was huge, and it still is huge. You hear it in commercials sometimes, but those were big influences. But yeah, that's just a little tidbit. So I guess let's get back to it with track number 4, Sanitarium. For Sanitarium, I liked it from the start, but what really brought it back to the forefront for me, did you ever see on YouTube like the MTV Icon? It was a award show, or it wasn't an award show because it was just Metallica, but it was like a tribute, a night of tribute to them in 2003, and they had all of like the biggest bands at that time. Like they had Sum 41, Blink 182, Korn. They had all of these bands do these cover songs, and they were all good except Limp Bizkit. If you haven't listened to it yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to go listen to Limp Bizkit's cover of Sanitarium. I'm telling you, these guys just took over the night.
It was good.
It was fantastic.
Okay, I thought you were like,
it was really good. No, it was fantastic. I have never heard a cover. Everybody's, when they're like, I've been playing in cover bands and all that kind of stuff, but it's like when you try to get so close to the original, you kind of lose a little bit. But these guys, they have their rap influence, they have their own thing, and they made it their own. Anyways, not to gush over Limp Bizkit, but this song is fantastic. It's track 4. That's historically where they always put their ballad that starts slow and then progresses up into a heavy hitter that again socks you in the face. Again, another one of my favorites on the album. All about it was inspired, I heard, by James Hetfield watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah,
great movie if you haven't seen it. It's this guy Jack Nicholson who goes into a sanitarium, which if you don't know what that means, that's like a insane asylum or where a psych ward.
Yep.
And he goes and he like connects with the patients and he's like taking them out on field trips, all that kind of stuff. It's a really touching movie. This is the point of view from a, I guess, inmate or patient.
Yeah.
Of a sanitarium. Yeah. And he's trying to rally the troops. It's like, hey man, this isn't right. Like we're just fed pills all day. We're just told we're getting better. Can't you tell? And they're just kind of being suppressed, and he like wants to rally the troops. So and I think that's kind of cool. And it's just kind of like, it's cool, like even in today's times where like, everybody's, on edge from, know what's going to go down. And I just think it's perfect for today's world.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I'd agree that, and to be in your early 20s and like, I mean, there's so many artists too where to think of that, like,
yeah,
man, like if you give me a pen and some paper, I'm like, I don't think I could come up with that deep of lyrics. I think this is one too where how you felt about Battery, where you're kind of like, overlook it. This is probably the one track that I kind of
really
overlook. But I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love this song. But usually it's probably the one I skip over. But when I'll play it, I'll be like, why do I skip over this? Like, this is just so good. Dude, it starts out slow, and then the ending is just firing on all cylinders.
Yep. As usual. Business as usual. And I guess we'll now flip it over to side 2, starting out with Disposable Heroes.
No, we'd be like on Battery and we'd be like, you will do what I say, what I say, back to the front. We're like, oh man, we're not even on the right song, but who cares?
I'm gonna use that. You're gonna be the lead off. You're just gonna be back to the front.
Back to the front.
Here it is, Disposable Heroes, sung by Vincent Arth. It's honestly, this one, I kind of skip over this one.
Disposable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, like, because I feel like it's harder to do that when you have the vinyl, but when you're on Spotify or whatever, and it's just like, it's track 5 or whatever, it's right in the middle.
You gotta get good at using
sometimes,
the needle. You gotta use that needle, like, okay, there's that dividing line, okay, track 7.
Yeah, you gotta find the hole in the D, and you just thread the needle,
Just drop her down. Just damage your vinyl. It's like, I didn't like that song anyway. Who cares?
And now it skips.
You will do it. What? Back to the
back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front. It comes a DJ. Any hoozles. Disposable Heroes. It's really another anti-war song. Kind of what James Hetfield likes to write about. Because, who likes war anyways? I don't know what person is pro-war. But,
Richard Cheney. But he's dead now. So.
I mean, besides those guys in power that just view everyone else as pawns, much like the cover, that's what we see, but they don't really care about that. Anyways, not to get too political, but, it's kind of more evident than ever, with a possible, another world war or whatever we got on the horizon. Yeah, it's just anti-war, but it's... the thing that came to me today is, the main riff, the... It sounds like a machine gun.
I never thought about it like that. But yeah, that does make sense. Because it is. It's like a full fire attack.
I know, yeah. I never liked that part. I'm like, this isn't a riff or anything, but it came to me today after, the third listen. I was like, huh.
Well, I know even for, a short amount of time... I had it as my alarm clock when I wake up.
Really?
And even, I'd wake up and the beginning it's so just it's just so aggressive. It's I need a more relaxing song. I'm I think I chose the wrong song to wake up to. Great song, but I'm
no,
okay, it's so aggressive.
No, you picked the wrong spot. You have to start off with back to the front.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta get up and go to work on the front lines. Get back to work, slave.
What?
Well, yeah, I mean that's also a good point is that it's perfect as another opener.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it was written for vinyl, and I think cassettes were out at that time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't have.
They were around.
I never owned cassettes, so I never I never paid attention. But I know my cousin had Injustice for All on cassette, so I knew it was around then. But okay, yeah, it's mainly you have to flip that over too. So it's made as another opener, and it's another banger.
Yeah, they really knew how to make music for albums rather than just we're just gonna throw a song right here, throw one right there. It's just They made it like that, so it's this is how we want you to listen to it, top to bottom. They want side 1 to end like that, side 2 to start like that. So it's it was an art form, really. Mm-hmm. That's I think lost.
Yeah. Oh, it's very lost. Most people. I mean, like you said multiple times, is that a lot of people will just record 14, 15, 16 songs, smack them all in there. And a lot of them aren't even that good because they're under contractual obligation to fulfill a certain time or a certain amount of songs or whatever that they want to do. Gotta let the cat back in. Anyways, but that's why they started their own recording labels, because, they didn't have to be under contract to do the same thing over and over again. Because, when they had that success of Ride the Lightning, they were still small. Really locally known, is that a lot of times the recording company would be like, okay, do exactly the same thing that you did and just do it again or do it a little bit better. And I think they did that perfectly with this. This follows the exact same template, song structures, all that kind of stuff, but it just it's better. It's Ride the Lightning but on steroids. That's what I think about it.
Yeah. I think it's a little more polished, but not perfect.
Sorry, she's chewing the cable. Sorry, the cat is chewing the cable.
No, I'd have to agree where it's you got... what's the first one?
Kill 'Em All.
Kill 'Em All. You got Kill 'Em All. Very raw. almost like a glamorized demo.
Yeah. It's a
Basically.
polished demo is what it is. Yeah.
And then you got Ride the Lightning, just a little bit better, but the songs are there and they're strong, and there's no denying that. And then you get the Puppets, and it's just like they pretty much got it where everything's nice and balanced, where it's like it's polished, but there's still those little small imperfections you can hear throughout the album. Whereas now, where everything, it's like they don't want anything, any imperfections, but it's just like I love all those little like. When the track ends and you can still hear like talking in the background, or like a cough or like a fart, anything. I'm like, I love all that. Or even if like they miss a little tempo or a little beat, it's just like, who cares? Like, it's so no one's really gonna notice it that hard unless you're the one making it. So I'm like, that's the kind of stuff I love, where it's polished but it's not perfect.
Yes, and to another credit is that I almost forgot to mention. Like the proggy aspects of it is that, for this song in particular, they have, at the very end, they slow it down. They go, da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. They go without, I'm pretty sure without a metronome, because it feels a little like they kind of speed up a little bit and slow down a little bit during it. But, like, I feel like that's kind of been lost with whole, like, digital recordings and all that kind of stuff where everything's on the beat. To go back to Master of Puppets, the thing that I wanted to mention is that, they have the da 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 da, and it's not in 4/4. No. I found a video a while back. It's like 25, 30-second notes or something like that. Like somebody actually counted it out, slowed it down, and counted out, because it's not quite 7/8 either. It's not like something that's normally like you can count to easily. And it's like, did they go 1, 2, 3, 4? No, they just went da da da. It's very human tempo.
Yeah.
They go and do their thing, and they do what feels good, and it's nothing like. You think about prog music, and a lot of people, especially current day bands, they like with like math rock and all that kind of stuff. They gotta like go from this tempo, this exact metronome. And they, like Dream Theater, it's right behind me. They got like the Dance of Eternity, and that goes through like hundreds of different tempo changes and time changes. And it's like nobody needs that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not for me.
Like, it's music, dude. Just don't overthink it.
It's a lot to like remember. Like, I'm not a musician, but like, if you listen to Echoes by Pink Floyd, I'm like, there's so many times. Well, there's not a lot, but it's a 23-minute song, so it's like to remember. Yeah. To play it and to remember all that, it's like, gee.
And like how many times you had to replay this before you go to the next one. Yeah.
It's like, how many times did they rehearse that song? You probably had to rehearse it in sections. Because I'm like, some of these, like you said, where they'd kind of slow down the tempo. It's like, I think a lot of that is just rehearsing. And they're like, well, okay, we had like that, but let's just kind of like, let's do like this. Let's try this one. So, yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
When you said feel, I'm like, I think a lot of it is just feel.
Oh, for sure.
What they want.
And that's a good point, is that, this was all analog. This was not digital. So you had the master tape, excuse me, where if you messed up, you had to either cut the tape and then play it again and cut the tape again and splice it together, which was kind of a pain in the ass, or you just redid it all. And that's another... Pumpkin? No. We don't want you to die. Where like these were like good musicians. Like they had to practice over and over and over again to get their parts correctly. They didn't have the opportunity of just like, oh wait, hold on, can we go back? Like, hold on, let me do that again. Like, and just keep hitting the space bar and record button. Like, oh shoot, I messed that up. Let me try again. Oh shoot, I messed that up. Like they had to go start to finish pretty much, with very little leeway. And for me, having kind of a musical ear, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but it doesn't sound like there's any splicing or anything. It just sounds like they just play it front, like, not like the whole album, but just like the whole song.
Like they know their material by heart.
They came in there, they did their thing, and they just recorded it.
I think that's a testament, too, to how talented you had to be back then.
Yeah.
Because I think, personally, some of the best music came out from the 50s into the 90s. Not that in the past 25 years there's been some great music, but I think now you got Pro Tools and so many things that can help artists out, whereas they didn't have any of this.
And you don't even have to sing well nowadays. You can just
No.
have auto-tune.
But like, for when you're talking about like nailing takes, it's just like, well, I gotta get it right. You gotta do it, otherwise it's just like, well, yeah, you can have you didn't have anything to help you. There was no backup.
There's no auto-tune, no nothing, and like
they had to get it right.
Yeah, and I remember hearing a fact. I don't remember what album it was through. I think it was up until the recording of this album, they were actively looking for a singer. Like, James did not want to be the singer.
Oh, I
he
didn't
thought
know that.
he hated his voice.
That's funny.
I mean, if you listen to like Kill 'Em All and all, you're like,
I know.
You know, like he does not. Honestly, like I love you, James. If you ever watch this, I love you. I love your voice. But like he did not sound good. His little 20-year-old, scrawny
I know.
self getting in there.
I know on some video he did make a comment where it's just like, yeah, once you get to like Justice, then a little bit of a voice drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing an interview and they're like, oh, how, because you said you were, at what point are you looking for a singer? And he's like, kind of now. He's like, I still don't like my voice.
Jeez, I never heard about that.
It's crazy, but it's like, you know what, that's what they had, that's what they went with, and you know what, I think they're all the better for it. I couldn't hear anybody else singing these songs.
I wouldn't want to. Like, that's what works. That's what millions of people love.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want it any other way. But again, we've kind of yammered on a little bit. Let's move on to the next one. Leper Messiah.
Plenty of fright. Little one.
Little one. Yes, the next track is Leper Messiah, and that's pretty much about all the evangelical televangelists that were around back in the day. They still had them, and I saw them when I was younger too. You saw like Joel Osteen and all that kind of stuff. I remember my mom watching him, and they're always. He says in the song, "Send me money, and heaven you will meet. Make a contribution, and you'll get a better seat." So like literally, just keep going, feeding them that. Oh, if you contribute to me, I will heal you. I will do all this. You saw all these people. They have them in like the fake martial artists too, where they just go like this, and the person falls over. You know what I mean? Like they're like Simsalabim, amen, and then the person's like, oh, I'm healed. And like it's a lot of like not the bystander effect, but what's like placebo effect, where they're all like, oh, I feel saved and all that kind of stuff. And he saw that, and he's just like, what a load. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not going to anybody's religion or anything, but it's like if you do that to people, I think you're evil.
It's just a smidge culty.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, even Charlie Manson had his followers. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'd say I remember like the first time playing this album. That song really stuck out to me. Even
I was gonna say, yeah.
Besides the lyrics, the music, I was just like, man, this is. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over, but I'm like, just a great, good old thrasher too.
I know, dude. It's great, and it's like, and one of my favorite parts is that the chorus line where he says, "Send me money, send me green." Yeah. It's not in time. He just goes, "In heaven you will meet." Like he doesn't say it in time. He literally. It's almost like he's just like, "Praise the Lord," like he's like saying it as like one of those pastors or whatever. Like he really like gets on the roll. I don't know. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me.
Funny. Yeah. Die. Yeah. Die.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. If you guys haven't heard these songs, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing, man?
Stranger Things came out, 3 years ago with Master of Puppets in there. Y'all need to hear the rest of the album. It's fantastic. I love that they're out there and more. Like I'm so when I heard that. Did you ever watch Stranger Things?
I never did, but I remember when that was a big deal when they put puppets on there. I was like, good.
Yeah,
like, people need to hear this music.
Dude, it was crazy. I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but it's just like where was that was a big part of the 80s. There was the like the glam and all that kind of stuff, and girls just want to have fun and all that kind of stuff. But there was an underground scene. And they had a few characters. They had Eddie, famously whip out his guitar and start playing Master of Puppets. But then you had the redhead's brother. I don't remember his name. but he was literally listening to the Four Horsemen
Oh, nice.
in there, and he had a Kill 'Em All poster in
Oh.
there. I'm like, yes,
Great song.
thankfully some representation of my people.
Great song.
And I'm glad they have more fans. But seriously, listen to the whole album. Oh wait, or is it this one? This is the one that slows down. Not Disposable Heroes. This is the one that slows down.
Yeah, I remember because you goofed on it.
There it is. Yes.
We were playing it at the townhouse, and you're like, wait, just listen to like the last 15-second outro, and I knew what it was, but like you just got like we're both laughing because we're like it was just like a never-ending like da 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 da.
Oh,
like,
dude, they could never let it die.
One more note.
They could never let it die. That's the my cousin says the same thing. He's like, whenever I throw on some old Metallica, he's like, why don't they just let the song go at like 5 minutes? And it's like it just keeps going.
Just
like,
put a bow on it, be done.
Which I mean, fair to each their own, but I don't know. I think it's good. I enjoy it. Anyways, now that I got that little thing straightened out, let's move on to such a good song, Orion. And then
yeah, I love the bass in this one.
Orion is their instrumental track on the album. They had one every album since Anesthesia. And this one is the magnum opus. And this is another thing, like, it's a huge... First of all, it starts off with these low notes. It sounds like a guitar, but it's Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just boom. He's playing chords on the bass. How many bands do that? I can't think of really like many other bands where the bassist is literally playing chords. And that's the intro. And then you got the slow build up, and Lars comes in with his little standard 4 on the floor. And then the guitars come in and and then it hits, and it's not even that heavy. It's almost like a little trot.
It's like a groove.
It's a groove.
It's
a groove. It's not a thrashy song.
It's a song that like Beavis and Butthead would be like, dun, 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 dun. It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw Orion.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say about it? It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Just a good instrumental.
It's fantastic. It takes you on a journey. It's very aptly named Orion because, I first heard of this not from the album, but on a YouTube video, and it literally had like Orion's belt or whatever, and it was like slowly zooming in.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude,
that's pretty cool.
That was it right
cool.
there. I was mesmerized. I loved it. And then we have another little part here that I'll play when I go through and edit this. But you hear the dun 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 dun. And that's the bass. That's not a guitar. That's not like James or Kirk like going down like lower on the fretboard. That's literally him going like way up here on the neck. And the other guys are just going dun dun dun, and it's just like just let him cook, dude. Like it's so good. Ugh. He's fantastic, and you guys all need to go and listen to this if you're not familiar with this. If you listen to one song on this album, it's this one. Other than Master of Puppets, you need to listen to this one. And then we get to my favorite part, which is the waltzy intro interlude where dum 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 dum.
A little more light.
I love it. I always like feel like I'm just like, gonna walk into a forest and just dance. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Orion.
It's beautiful, dude. Like it's very influenced by Cliff's classical mind. And if Cliff's not in this band, this song doesn't happen. All of these little like the interlude or the intro to Fight Fire with Fire, that doesn't happen.
No.
The little bling 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 bling, that doesn't happen.
Could be would be a totally different song.
It would just be more Kill 'Em All, and they would have fell into the trap of Exodus, Slayer, Anthrax, all of these other Testament, all these other like thrash metal bands at the time, and we would have just been like, oh, it's Metallica.
Yeah.
It's fine. But it's like, because of him and the legacy that he does, this masterpiece of a song and album came to be. And it's like, dude, R.I.P., dude. Like, I would have loved to see what Metallica would have been if he would have lived.
Yeah.
You know?
He died at 24.
If that
that's
wouldn't
nothing.
happen. I know, he's just a baby, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he has so much... It's crazy to think about what they could have done. I really want to know what they could have done if he had stayed. You know, if that hadn't happened, you know, we didn't want him to be a vegetable or nothing. But,
No.
You know, if that crash hadn't happened. But, yeah.
What if? A big what if.
I know.
But, hey...
I kind of monopolized the time here. You know, what are your thoughts on this song?
On Orion? I mean, I love listening to it, but, like, in terms of...
Oh, you're going to break my heart again?
No, I mean, like, I don't really have any, like, deep thoughts on it. No, I love this song.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't really, like...
I guess with not I'm not trying to put you down or nothing, but without, like, a musician's mind, I guess it kind of, you know... It doesn't, like, fall short, but it's, like... I guess, you know, it's not, like, as big to you, I guess. Maybe.
No, like, I love listening to it. I just, like, don't... Like, there's no lyrics, so...
Fair.
Not that it needs it.
Yeah.
But it's a great piece of music. Like, I love... Like, I'd say Metallica is one of those bands for me where, like, when you skip to a song and you'll be like, okay, this song's, like, this many minutes. I know it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just skip to it. And I'll be like, you'll just get lost in it. Like, you don't even like, oh, I got, like, a minute left. Like, I know this is, like, kind of a weird, rambling, idiot thought.
No, go ahead.
But, like, I used to get, like, okay, this song's this many minutes, and this song is this many minutes when I'd, like, play him. But, like, Metallica, I would just get lost in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even listen or, you know, pay attention to the length of time. I'd just be like, okay, I'm just getting lost in this guitar song.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way, especially, like, in the mornings, like, when I'm showering or whatever, and I'd be like, okay, I have... 12 minutes, like what can I listen to
exactly
all the way through that will be like, okay, once this song is done, I have to, leave, or I have to move on. So, like, yeah, I'll do that. That's not idiot thought, bro. Don't do yourself like that.
I don't know how to say it right. Oh, but like that, or you'll throw on, like, okay, which song do I want to listen to if you have, like, a certain amount of time? Like, I want to listen to this one because I want to hear this part of the song.
Yes, dude, I will do that, yes. Especially on the way to work.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm getting close to the exit. Do I have time?
I know. Can I just squeeze it right in?
That, or I'll just sit in the parking lot for like the next 2 minutes, and I'll just be like, it's great. I'm completely with you, dude. Like, especially with these run times, Orion's 8.5 minutes too.
I know. Like,
you can't always listen to the full thing, and it's like, I know that sounds a little daunting to some of you out there, but I promise you, it's worth it. It's a ride. It's a ride.
Ride the lightning.
All right, up next, and the last song on the album, Damage Incorporated.
I was gonna be like, will that affect the audio?
I mean, you'll hear it in the background, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm not too. Well, they can just deal with it.
Well, the audience can go suck it. No.
The audience can suck it. Vincent Earth, 2026.
Listen up, pussies.
All right, track number on this side 4, Damage Incorporated. Honestly, I always forget this one exists.
This is probably one of my tippy top ones for this album.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'd say this, Battery, Leper Messiah, and probably Puppets.
Dude,
but
that's
like,
crazy.
I mean, but that can always change though. Like, it really depends on what day of the week is.
Oh, for sure.
Because it can be another day of like, oh well, the other 4 are like my favorite, but this one, I'd put that up there as one of my favorites for this album.
Wow. I'm curious to hear why, because I always sleep on it. Give me your reasoning.
Well, they say fuck in it. So that's pretty cool. But I like to scare my wife with this one. I'll just because the beginning
Oh,
of
because
this,
it's so soft.
the
Yeah.
beginning is very soft and mellow.
Again,
and
Cliff
then,
on the bass.
Yes, and then once it kicks in, it's almost like it sounds like an airplane like fucking whizzing down, like about to hit someone, like.
Yeah. Yes.
They're like fucking no regrets. I can't.
Is that what he says?
I probably not, but
I never listened to the lyrics or anything like that.
I can never get the lyrics right unless I literally had like this sheet in front of me.
Yeah.
But James sings it or practically yells it so fast. I'm like, I can't keep up with how fast he's yelling it. But it's just so. It's like when I play the song, I literally think of like World War II and the like. Not even the U.S., but like anyone just dropping just loads of bombs on people because it's just a firebomb song.
Yeah, and that's honestly fitting because that's what the song's about.
Yes.
It's about like the war machine.
Destruction.
Yes.
That's what I think about when I hear this song.
Yeah.
Just shit getting obliterated.
We'll add some effects on here after this.
But yeah, I mean, there's parts where there's breaks within
like the instrumental or
like where it's like dun 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 dun, and they get all crazy again. Yeah. Just those breaks where it's just like, okay, stop, halt.
Yeah.
And then I can't think of the word, of course, right now.
Dude, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Yeah. That's kind of, I feel like they were trying to, put a picture with the music.
I think they do a good job at painting a picture.
Yes. Yes.
Because definitely, like, in the beginning where it's like, where the guitar is like, and then it kicks into, dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
Dun, like, yeah, they do a good job of just like, all right, you, like, get ready, because it's going to get crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that could honestly be like the, almost like, not quite a siren, but kind of like, the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah.
And they're like, like the...
It's like they always... Like Metallica, like so many songs. Like especially for this album, like the beginning, it'll be so... I don't want to say mellow, but it won't be crazy. So they'll come up... They'll trick you.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, maybe this song will be kind of... It'll be more sludgy or just kind of like thrash, but not like a slower tempo. But it's like, oh, no, we just want to trick you, goobers.
Gotcha, you goobers.
Like, we were going to full-on assault your ears.
I feel like that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
They for sure said goobers, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you nerds.
Goobers.
You nerds.
James Hetfield, 1985. For sure, dude. Yeah, that's... I mean, I don't really have anything to say. That was a good depiction of it. I mean, I always sleep on it because it's the last song of the album. Because, like... After Orion, after like the almost the state of like euphoria that I feel after that, or like the state of, I don't want to say like oneness, you know what I mean? Like, but like leaving the atmosphere or whatever, kind of like you're listening to Tool or something. You just get mesmerized, and then to have to come back down to the dud dud dud.
Yeah.
Like that always just kind of threw me off. So I probably would have preferred it to end with Orion.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah.
But maybe they chose this one because like it's such a sudden ending.
True.
Like the and then that's it, done.
Yeah.
But that would work.
Yeah.
A good ender.
And they also kind of copied this recipe on Justice when they ended with Dyer's Eve.
Oh yeah.
Which they also say fuck in that one too.
You want to talk about a song, another one that's like a clone to this one, damn near.
Dude. I love Dyer's Eve, dude.
My brother's buddy, he's like, I was like, yeah, we're going to the gym. He's like, I'm in Metallica. I was like, oh, cool. And I'm like, what do you like playing quite a bit? He's like, usually when we're lifting, we play Dyer's Eve. I was like, yeah, I can see how that's a crazy song to play when you're like,
Dear mother, dear father.
Yeah, they go hog wild.
Whew.
Hog wild.
Dude, we might... 2028, we might have to do Injustice for All. We might have to do that 40th.
Oh, man.
Whew. Got anything else?
Listen to the album.
I guess
won't regret
I always do a rating at the end of each of these. What do you give it? Like out of whatever scale you want to, whether that's 5, 10, 100.
Do you do like different categories, like like for the music or like for the album overall?
I mean,
or
we
for
can
like the
do
artwork?
that. I kind of go back and forth. You know, I'm not really consistent goober, but I would say. I mean, if you want to, let's do it. Like, how do you rate the music, and then like I don't know the lyrics or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, buddy. You're the guest of honor.
Oh, I don't know. I'd say in terms of like thrash metal, because I mean, music it's so open to opinion.
Yeah.
But I'd say for thrash, and for Metallica and thrash overall, this is probably the best album, universally. For Metallica and thrash, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
But I think a lot of people would have to agree.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think this is for sure, the top 2. For me, for thrash, it's between this and Rust in Peace.
Yeah.
I love Megadeth, by the way. We got
But I think you got Cliff at his best here. I think a lot of it too, if you're an audiophile, like the music is just so perfectly balanced.
Mm-hmm.
And they just did a great job on recording this.
Yep.
And really just like if you listen to some of the outtakes that they have on on the remastered versions of this album, okay, you can see what they're working towards, and they just they did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your final rating?
You gotta go 10.
10?
You have
10
to
out
go
of 10?
I mean,
I'll give it, because, my thing is that, obviously nothing's perfect, but this is damn near.
okay.
This is damn near.
I guess
you can have your own. You can
No,
have 10
I know.
I'm just saying, for me, I would say probably a 9.7, maybe like a 97 out of 100.
What's with the 0.3? What would be the 0.3 that you're like, eh?
Damage Incorporated, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Nope. That's fair. Hey, that's
it's
your
just,
opinion.
And it's fine. Like once I get used to it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good song. But I never go out of my way to find it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? For like other songs, like if it comes on, like I will skip it if it's in shuffle. but if it's on the album, I'll listen to it. That's just the only thing for me.
Yeah.
Which is Sanitarium for you, probably.
See, that's the thing too about. I think why I'd give it a 10, because Sanitarium, it's not like, okay, yeah, I guess it's thrash, but like in the beginning,
yeah,
the first half, it's like not really. It's just kind of slow. And same thing with what's the one right before that? I can't think of it. Damn it.
The Thing That Should Not Be.
Yeah, that's not really thrash in the beginning. It's kind of slower.
Yeah,
tempo,
it's sludgy. Yeah, for sure.
Which I like.
Yeah,
So,
I like to have like a little variety.
Yeah, they kind of.
album.
It's not. It's like, okay, exact same song, track 1 to 8.
Yeah,
where it's like
it's not like Rain and Blood or like
yes, they're all
Kill 'Em
different.
All.
Yeah. Even like the Black Album.
Yeah.
Sabbath True is different from Sandman, which is different from
like Wolf and Man.
Yeah,
you got all of these like different ones.
Like a good variety of tracks.
Yeah,
but that's an album for another time.
Well, I guess we could do that one. It's not too proggy, but we can make an exception.
I can't. What's the one? My Friend of Misery.
Oh,
that may be a little proggy, maybe. That's Jason's song.
Yes.
Misery.
I forgot about that.
Great song.
Yeah, and again, no disrespect to Newsted or Trujillo or anything like that, but Cliff is the guy, dude.
He's the dog.
He's the dog.
Top
He's
dog.
big dog. He's big dog. But yeah. All right, if you got nothing else.
I think we pretty much got her. I
got nothing else either. So thanks for watching, listening, however you're going to consume your media, and I will catch you on the next one.
America.